Hey everyone, welcome to Apartment Theory YouTube channel. How y'all doing? This is a brand new show that I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna call this show A Letter From Me to You. This is a show that's a little bit more serious, where I and, maybe another person here, we are gonna talk about, some of the more serious topics. And, as a start, we thought it'd be appropriate to talk about 2020 going into 2021. And of course, for the first episode, I'm gonna have Tran here. Say hello, Tran.
Hi everyone, my name is Trian. Thanks for having me, Brian.
Yeah, Tran also appeared in the episode This or That, the Boba episode. I think that's episode 3. So if you want to hear us talk about Boba, go check that out. But yeah, for this first episode, me and Tran are just gonna talk about, what do we expect from 2021 and what did 2020 do to us?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, because obviously we all know 2020 has been just one big emotional roller coaster ever since everyone went into quarantine at around March.
Yeah. That's when May's debut. That's what I call it. Because it's been around for a while, from like November, but no one knew about it until I think January in Asia. And then it came over. Well, it came over a long time ago, but we start taking it more seriously in March. Well, most of us did.
Yeah, definitely. Like, honestly, since both you and I are in America, we're like, okay, it hasn't hit us yet, but we're just here still chilling, hoping that 2020 is gonna be good. And then reports started coming in saying that people in America start testing positive for the virus, and that's when everyone's just like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone thought it was gonna be that huge of a problem until March, because I remember like 2019 ended and everyone's like, 2020 is gonna be the year, like it's gonna be the best year, yada yada. And then January was cool, February was like, we're still chilling, and then March is like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, especially for me and a couple others that I know, we're still college students. So having to transition to online classes was an absolute just shock to us. We're like, there's no way we are doing this through Zoom. This is of course, it was bad timing. Everything was just bad timing. We all know that. I remember for me too, like around March, that was actually when that was actually my on my birthday, we got the news of saying, hey, we're gonna have to evacuate everyone here at school. And we're like, uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine how stressful it is.
It was
to school, and like having to transition everything. And then especially with what you're studying, it's better to be in person to just get like first-hand experience, but you really can't because of COVID. You have to look from like your own home and not meeting classmates and like teachers and such. Makes it less fun, and I feel like harder to make it valuable.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for me, and especially since I had experience in meeting a lot of international exchange students. Like, these students, they came here for the spring semester in which COVID was starting to hit, and it really sucked for them because they only stayed there for 2.5 months, and then they had to immediately go back. It really sucked, and I felt so heartbroken. I was like, no.
I know. Oh my god, you're like losing your experience. Like, one of the best experiences to go studying abroad, and then you can't even do that.
Oh yeah, dude, I felt so bad for a lot of people that had plans for study abroad, especially for the ones going to Japan.
Yeah, I actually have a friend that I met up. She's decided to study at the institute that I study at in Korea, so we talked about it and everything. And then COVID hit, and then she can't go. And I'm like, no, that's sucks. It's like she was so close to going.
Yeah, and another thing too is like actually there are still a few international students like here in the US because some countries have initiated total lockdown. No one in or out of the country, like no matter who you are. And you know, it sucks because especially for one of my friends, he hasn't been home in such a very long time, and you know he really misses his mom, his best friends, you know, everyone back in his home country, and I just, you know, I feel really bad. And right now he's staying by himself in a house, but you know his parents still send him money to pay out like the rent and stuff and whatever food he needs.
Yeah, but it's lonely to go through all of this by yourself, not being able to be with your family or friends, you know, but you're trying to be safe. So it's important to keep that balance between being safe and also like your mental health during these times.
Oh yeah, but I feel like during these times, yeah, like some people's like mental health state were at like pretty low, but I feel like people started to learn more over time. The more they quarantine and you know realize they can't see like a lot of people these days. I know I have. What about you?
I only see like 5 people, like all my really close friends. But we always get tested and making sure we're safe and stuff, so we don't really go out to see people we don't know and people that we're like skeptical of possibly being irresponsible and doing something like this.
Oof, yeah.
Like I've had people who I've seen on their IG story where they're like going out every day and seeing a bunch of different people, and they hit me up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable seeing you. Because I feel like, you know, like I'm trying to be honest, but not hurt them at the same time. But I'm like, you should be more careful.
Yeah, actually, I've had that happen to me too, where you know, two of my friends were like frontline workers, and they still like go out and stuff. Like I saw on their Snapchat and Instagram stories, like they're getting like food and desserts with a few others, of course wearing a mask. But then I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know, despite you guys being frontliners and getting tested every week, and you know, majority of the time you guys are negative, I'm still not comfortable going out. But what's funny enough for me is like staying inside. It's like I've gotten used to it at this point.
Me too. So I used to go out a lot. Like I love going out to eat, to drink, just like dancing and stuff. But being home, I feel like 2020 has been a weird year, but I've grown a lot. Like I can say that I could be a housewife now if I want.
Yeah, no, definitely for me, ever since staying home, I feel like for my case, I've like grown more appreciative of like all the people I met in my life, because this always happens to me, and I think a lot of people could agree. It's like you want to continue thanking like the people that got you to this point, and for the people that will get you even further in life. So for any of my friends listening out there, you know who you are. Thank you so much.
What did you learn about yourself in 2020? Like, what do you think was groundbreaking for you?
That's a good question, actually. Well, I mean, in terms of learning about myself, it's like I would say it's more like I can get creative about like a lot of things usually, like this podcast, for example, on the YouTube channel. Just like, you know, I might as well try something, you know, try something new, and try this idea I've always had in my mind. But you know, for me, I'm like, you know, I haven't really shared this with a lot of people yet. I'm hoping to do that soon once I gain more confidence in this channel.
Oh, that's why I was like, why is he not promoting it on his Instagram and like talk about it? You just send it in a group chat. I'm like, okay.
I send it to like 3 to 4 servers like every time there's a new episode out. But yeah, I want to build more confidence in this channel, and I'm really trying to with every show I edit and make. Like, I try like a lot new things. I invite new people a lot of times. We come up with new topics. But yeah, honestly, I'm really glad that I started the channel, and I started doing this because without any like human interaction, like other aside from like people in your home, it is nice to like at least like talk to people, even through something like Discord, like we're using.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you to start this and actually doing it, because I feel like a lot of times we would have ideas that we want to do, but we're either too afraid or we don't focus on it enough to actually make it happen. And here you are making it happen and consistently putting so like that's a big step. You need to give yourself credit for that.
Thanks, Tran. Yeah, and also too, I also realized like a lot of people are trying new things like during quarantine, during these weird days. I know other than me that started the channel, I know like two other people that started Twitch channels. They're pulling some good views, even though they just started. Yeah, my other friends have started to. I think everyone has started to try baking a lot. Have you tried baking anything, Tran? Ever since quarantine? Or cooking?
I cooked a lot. Okay, so the thing is, my family would always be like, Tran, you're a girl. How come you don't cook? No one's gonna want to marry you. Literally. Like, my family can be very traditional in that way. And then I was like, Mom, you didn't even know how to cook until you married Dad, okay? So I could cook that. So don't call me out on that. But I like started cooking more because I can't go out to get food at the beginning of quarantine and stuff like that. Trying to be safe and stuff. So I can cook. I can bake. I can make drinks, I'd say I could be a housewife now. Like, I clean and cook.
Wow. But yeah, like, it definitely 2020 did have its upsides. Like, I think us as just like a human race, we all learned just to adapt. We tried new things. We know how to handle things. And then also too, it's just like I said earlier, it's like you really want to start contacting, the people you still appreciate. But also too, it's like, oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was like, yeah, it's true. But for me, maybe I'm just at the stage of my life where I try to keep my circle smaller.
True.
Because I used to be the person who's like, oh my god, new friends. I love talking to them. Let's go hang out. So I always hang out with different people, building relationship with different people. But then I always kind of just stay with the same people that I've grown up with, or like that I grew from certain experience, like being in college together or something, or traveling together. So now for me, my focus is on continuing to develop those relationships on a deeper level. While yeah, I do meet new people, but I don't put them as a priority like I would when I was young.
I see. Yeah, like, I would say that's so for me, because of course, yeah, like for me, I meet like a lot of like new people every year in college. But it's like you said, like you kind of just stick with the ones that you personally know, you personally kind of grew with, in a sense. And that applies to me too, because ever since quarantine happened, well, actually, ever since fall 2019 semester, I think that was the point where like me, my roommates at the time, and also a few other friends, that's when all of us started to realize like, yeah, this is the close friends group. We all know each other pretty well. We can tell each other like anything without any judgment. Yeah, we know what to do, like in case any of us like are in trouble. So I feel like these times too is like you keep your inner circle, like your most inner circle of friends closer to you.
Especially like when the world is ending-ish.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, who do I talk to? Who do I go to? or when I'm sad or I'm lonely, or like who could I be for my friends when they're feeling sad or lonely during these times.
Yeah, but also, Tran, the thing is, like, ever since you and I started working together at the one company, like, I feel like that was the
At the one company.
the one company, yeah. But this was like, for context, guys, for any of you listening, like, me and Tran did not know each other like prior to like school or like COVID. Like, we met each other through an internship both of us applied to, and our boss introduced us to each other, and then we started working together, we started talking. So honestly, like, after meeting like you, Tran, and like all the other like coworkers, it felt nice because I'm like, oh, finally I actually get to meet like new people this year despite what's going on,
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I really love people from our internship because I don't know, I feel like everyone is very genuine and everyone are really hard worker, and we're all trying really hard to just improve ourselves and just doing life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everyone's been super nice. And also too, if you guys remember the first episode of It's Been a While where I talked with Miyu, Miyu was like a friend of mine who I met like about 2-3 years ago. Wow, I am that old, I can't remember. But yeah, she was my first episode for It's Been a While. She actually did come up to me. It's like, hey, me and my friends, we started our own Discord server where we learn and talk in Japanese. Do you want to be part of it? I'm like, of course I want to be part of it. Yeah, shout outs to Japanese Ichi Ichi if you guys want to check them out. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to learn Japanese. But yeah, it's like, it's like actually like being a part of like an online community also kind of help cope with like not seeing any people.
Yeah, you're able to make friends, and like you're a gamer, so then you're able to like play, So it's like it's nice where you don't feel the pressure of trying to get to know someone, but you're also getting to know someone through like different activities. Our internship is kind of like an activity where we got to know each other through that, and then when you play games together, and you get to be in your comfort zone of what you like to do while meeting that person in the most authentic way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And speaking of games, like, shout out to like all like the game companies out there, especially the creators of Among Us. Like, seriously, you guys literally made a game that brought like a whole that literally brought the whole world together during these trying times.
Yeah.
Even though
Oh
the
my
game
God.
is about trying to kill each other.
Very fitting for 2020.
Pretty much.
And we had like Animal Crossing too.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing too.
Big during this year.
I don't have a Switch. Please, someone send I need a Switch.
Sponsor us. Send us a Switch.
McDonald's, I'm looking at you, and I'm kidding. Yeah, see, there was like a lot of times, like, a lot of opportunities for us to just, cope with COVID and just, continue to be ourselves while, being safe about everything, quarantining, face masks.
Yeah, I think 2020 has been a weird year because it's like it's so bad, but at the same time, maybe I'm such a positive person where I'm like, we learned a lot this year, like
I would agree.
COVID lesson, like Black Lives Matter, and like a whole bunch of political things that you don't usually see often, but because everything happening in 2020, everyone was informed about this. Or if you didn't know about it, you probably went out there and learned about it, So I feel like it's a year of growth on a personal level and on like a worldly level. That sounded weird. Like everyone knows, everyone was involved, and then you, instead of like wasting your days away, I see that a lot of people learn more about different things in their life and like learn more about themselves while also trying to take time to take care of themselves during this time.
Yeah, and like that's another thing too, like I want to bring up is like you also take care of yourself a lot. Like um I know for me, like I started to like exercise more. I've been doing like a lot more cardio, and also, you
Nice.
know, times to just like, you know, meditate and just, you know, relax, calm yourself. Think about like the good times, you know?
Yeah. I'm not saying that 2020 was great at all, you know, but it's good that we're all able to adapt, like you said, and here we are in 2021.
Yeah, what other activity did you do any like other activities, Tran, like during quarantine, like, you know, other than like cooking and stuff, but like more workouts, more meditations and stuff, like more stuff to self-care?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, self care is so important. So it's like a routine for me. So I have skincare routines that I do every morning and then every night. And I've learned to just relax more instead of going crazy about my schedule or about work that I have to do, because I prefer to be productive, because I feel like a loser if I'm not productive, and I feel really bad about myself and I just can't sleep at night if I'm not productive. But this year I was able to get more rest and calm me down, and I've learned a lot about myself and what I want to do for the future as well, and like just people around me. And something that I've learned is boundaries. It's very important. I've learned to set boundaries.
Like with people, you mean, or like with yourself?
Yeah, with people, with myself, and with people too. Where certain relationships in my life, where I'm just kind of like, huh, like that's okay. We can just be at this level. I don't need to push it. And then I want them to do the same for me, because I feel like when it comes to certain friends or family members, that you feel like you have to be there for them. You have to be a certain person for them when they're not that person for you. And this year I've learned to just be like, that's okay. And I'm not going to be that person for you because you make me feel uncomfortable and I'm not happy when I'm next to you. And I've learned to just be okay with that and to set my boundaries towards that person.
Yeah, definitely. Earlier, I'd say, well, earlier in 2020, actually, no, not earlier, but like somewhere in the middle of 2020, where just, you know, like you said, like I realized like who are the close friends are, and you know, I had more time to think about like myself and all the connections I have. There were definitely a few I had to just, you know, completely cut out. And for me, that was a little bit hard to like say, you know, like cut out friends, because for someone like me, like I always, like I said, I always appreciate everyone that, you know, did good to me, but at the same time, you can't help but just think like how many times this person has done wrong to you. But I mean, it's a good thing. Like you realize, like, are you actually in good terms with this person or not?
Yeah.
Because if you're the
If
one
that
getting,
person is healthier, sorry.
oh no, sorry, you first. You first.
No, you go. You finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, like, if you feel like you're the one getting like more hurt in this scenario, then you should, yeah, that's the point where like you really have to think about, like, do you really want to continue being in like a friendship or in a relationship with this person? Like, you want to, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm trying to get the words out.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing, where I was like, if that person is unhealthy for you and they're toxic, then it's time to just cut them out and let them go. And it doesn't mean you have to end it in a like bad way, you know, like it can just be, well, this is you, this is me, and this is where life takes us, and that's okay. Like, thank you for being in my life before, but now like our relationship are no longer serving each other, so it's time to grow and let go.
Yeah, that I think that's like one of the biggest takeaways, because you do realize like a lot, like how much you're putting yourself in pain. And this is something, this is something one of my roommates say. I just remembered this. Is like, how do you want to continue seeing certain people, like, do you really want to continue seeing them in a good way, or do you really want to start realizing how bad they are? I mean, as much as you want to take a look at the good side, you have to realize, like, sooner or later, all the negatives, like, someone has been doing to you.
Yeah, that hits me hard because I'm like, dang, that's literally how certain relationships in my life was. And it
Yikes.
was a huge lesson for me. It was like shocking because I just want to view people in, a good light. But then they're like, I was in a relationship a while ago, and that, like, I was just so sad in that relationship. And I tried so hard to be
Ouch.
happy. Yeah, until the end of it, and then like I was still so sad. And once I got over it, and I'm thinking about things objectively, I'm like, dang, why did I stay in that relationship? Like, it was horrible. I remember crying more than I was laughing. Like, a lot of when that person in my mind, I'm just like, there's more sadness and like bad memories than good memories to like cover that. And I think that's something I'm still learning as well. And I'm hoping to take that into 2021 to just know the signs, the red flags for like any type of relationship, and just set boundaries and be like, no, I don't want this. I want to be happy. I want to be healthy mentally and physically. So goodbye.
Yep. You literally just left the room, like, snapping just later. Yeah. So, I guess to wrap things up, starting to wrap things up, what are some of the big expectations you have for 2021? Because I feel like a lot of us have, like, the same common expectations.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping COVID would end. Well, it won't be ending, but it'll be better with the vaccine and everything, and that we can start going back to a normal life, or the new normal life that we'll have. And we can all go back to school, go back to work, and traveling, and just doing what we love to do.
Definitely, I'm with you on that. I have faith that, the vaccine will cure people and, prevent people from getting COVID. But also, I guess another thing too is just we still have to be patient about this because, there's millions of us in America, billions more out in the world that, are dealing with the same situation, where, yeah, it'll take time, but, I feel like my prediction is that probably by summer this year, it'll be okay to walk around in America again. And then
In America.
in America, but but I do feel like it will take. I will say, as bad as it sounds, it might take another year for us to start doing international travel. But you know what? The wait's worth it. You just continue to be patient for a while.
It was so hard in 2020 when I was like, man, these flight tickets are so cheap. I just want to go travel, and this is like the best time to just leave because you can just work remotely, or like go to school remotely. But at the same time, like, no, like, this is not for leisure right now because everyone is suffering, the whole world is suffering, and you shouldn't be traveling during this time because you're spreading germs and like who knows what's gonna happen. So it's been hard. I've been looking at, like, I cannot tell you how many times I go online to look at plane tickets to Korea. And then, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I have to like convince myself to stop. Like, be patient, be a good human, do your part. Like, don't do it.
Yeah. Same with me in Japan. Like, I was so stoked for like going to Japan this summer. But if it'll take longer, then you know what? At first I was like upset about it, like, dang it, I can't go to Japan now. I can't go see my friends. But then, I learned to accept it and just, continue to be patient about traveling soon. Cause like I said, the wait, it's gonna be so worth it. It's gonna be so worth it as soon as
It's gonna be lit. Literally, once COVID's over, everything's gonna be hella lit.
All the parties just start back up like how
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Everyone's
yeah.
gonna get drunk. I'm excited. On a personal level, what do you expect for 2021?
Honestly, well, considering that the CSU has already announced that all the classes will be continued online, so in terms of me for like class, like I've gotten used to online classes at this point, so I expect for these ones to feel not any different. However, I am going to be working on capstone, so guys, wish me luck on that. It'll definitely be like a difficult yet also I would still say a learning experience still, because I have to deal all my capstone online. I have to do all of it online, and also graduation's also virtual. But
Invite me to your please.
Remind me to
I'll
say.
drink for you.
Oh, hey, remind me to save
I'll
your
like have a
ticket
lot
then.
of champagne. Okay, when are you graduating? Next year or this year?
Yeah, so by May, end of May is when I should be done. Yeah.
Nice. I'll be ready.
And also too, this upcoming semester I'll probably start doing job hunting, because I mean, for what I do in terms of studying, I'm like, I think there'll be a decent amount of people looking for this type of job.
Yeah, usually startup are good. I think like it gives you more space to learn as an artist too, where like you're not as like there are not strict rules because they're still testing the water out, so you're able to explore your options more and your creativity more.
Oh yeah. So to finally wrap things up, for this letter, what are some of the big takeaways that everyone should be taking from this?
I think you continue to grow as a person in whichever way you want to, like whether it's your career or personal growth, and just try your best to be happy. Like do things that makes you happy instead of doing things that is expected of you. If that makes sense. Don't be selfish and like be like, oh, wear a mask and go out and not wear a mask. Like that's a whole different.
Oh yeah, no, but for your mental stability, yeah, I agree with everything you say, Tran, and also I want to continue emphasizing that there's still a lot of things you can learn, not just about stuff you study, but just more about yourself, and also this might be a good time to start thinking about all your friends. Despite you may not allowed to go out and see them, at least still say thank you to all the real friends you have, and just keep the close ones most to you, and always go to them whenever you're in a very dark moment in your life. They're the ones that lead you to the light.
Yeah, I love my friends.
Yeah, we all love our friends. Guys, this has been a letter from us to you. Hopefully you can use this podcast to learn more, feel happy. I'm not sure how often I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this every week or every month, depending. But yeah, like I said, remember to subscribe to Apartment 308. Like the podcast. Share this with anyone that you think could use some words of is it inspiration? not inspiration, but advice.
Yeah, like something to relate to. I'm sure we've all been suffering.
Yeah, most definitely. Alright guys, signing off, me and Tran. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye, stay safe.
Thank you, goodbye.